tell me what to do.
I used to eat just pure junk at school, and I used to throw my parents like packed lunch that they gave me away and just eat what I got from the shop. It was stupid, and I really can see now why
I was the chubby kid.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about my top 10 tips for going back to school. Let's get on with the video, but first remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's get on to the video. So if you're starting secondary school or you're starting a new school, a new class, there's some things I want you to know. I'm going to give you these tips now because they are so valuable, and I wish someone had told me before I started secondary school or primary school, or you know, just anything in general. If you're worried about going back to school, I've got some tips that are going to save your life. But for any parents out there that are worried about their child with, you know, special needs, special educational requirements, I want you to know that, you know, school is the best place for that child. There are so many different options of schools. You know, you have the special educational units, SEMH schools. You have so many options now. We are incredibly lucky to have those options. Some places in England still don't have the facilities to hold a large amount of special needs children, which is no fault of anyone's because it's all down to funding. And, you know, at the moment with coronavirus, everything's a little bit up in the air. But I want you to know that your child will be okay. I totally understand why you're going to worry because we are so vulnerable. We are easily led. We are so sensitive. Sometimes as a parent, like I see my parents, they definitely want to wrap me in cotton wool. They want to like protect me. But from my experiences, I know that being protected sometimes is the worst thing because that child needs to kind of learn to deal with things on their own, because that's one thing that I had to learn, and I had to learn to cope with things on my own eventually, and it hit me hard. I was so used to my parents being around that I didn't know how to deal with things. So that one time when I was having a panic attack at school, my mum wasn't there. I didn't know how to deal with it. So I definitely think as a tip for the parents are definitely try to encourage your child to be a bit more independent, as it then gives them a little bit of self-confidence and self-belief that they can do things on their own, and that school is not going to be a scary place because you're not there. Just encourage your child to try and do things independently, even if that means you drop them at the top of the road and they walk into school on their own. So be it. If that means your child packs their own packed lunch, so be it. I definitely think trying to allow your child to have a little bit more of a responsibility will definitely encourage them to take that step and enjoy going to school, because they have that little bit of self-belief. And I definitely think that is something that a child definitely needs to have in order to start self-believing in themselves. Does that make sense? So tip 1. Sort out your routine way before school starts. Don't leave it to the last minute. Because with my ADHD, my time management is rubbish. I have no time at all. I have no time management at all. So I would suggest cutting back on the late nights and definitely start promoting early morning wake up calls. Just get your parents to wake you up earlier in the morning. For example, if you wake up in the summer holiday around 10 o'clock, try and get your parents to wake you up at 9:30. So that half an hour, you're kind of learning that you have to get up earlier, but gradually. Eventually, when you need to start school so I used to start school around 8:30. My parents used to get me up about 7:20, so that I had about like an hour to kind of get there, get dressed. I didn't have an hour, but in my poor time management, I thought I had an hour and I'd be rushing. I urge you not to do that. So I definitely think getting your routine wrapped up and secured and definitely worked out properly before you go back to school can be incredibly beneficial to you and to your parents, because they don't have to worry about you not getting up and being ready for school. You won't have to keep getting late detentions for turning up late to school. Being a bit more organised means that you won't forget your essential things for school. Something I always used to get in trouble for. I used to forget my PE kit all the bloody time. Anyway, so yeah, definitely get your routine nailed before you start school. tip number 2. So number 2 is definitely one of the things that I have struggled with, is getting organised. Making sure you have a good planner, a reliable pencil case, a proper cool backpack, school bag with so many pockets so that you can just shove everything in there so you're never going to forget anything. But making sure that you have all the essential equipment that you need for maths, science, English, drama, PE. You know, make sure you've got all of this way before you need to start school. Like, get it in advance so that you have it there. And if you, for example, if you try practicing writing with a couple of pens you brought and you don't like them, then you have time to go buy new ones. So you're not going to be stressed or in a rush the night before school. Because let me tell you, I used to do a supermarket sweep. Because I used to be like, oh mum, I need this. And she's like, I
told you at the beginning of summer, Molly. Why did you not tell me then?
I left it till the last minute and I used to scrape at the most horrible stationery equipment because I left it so late that everyone else had got the nice stuff. So I definitely think getting your equipment organised is really beneficial for you. Tip number 3. I think this is possibly one for the parents, not so much the children, but you know, some kids might enjoy packing their own lunch, so listen in. So I 1000% recommend having a good, healthy, balanced diet at school and at home, of course, but we're talking about school now. So I definitely think promoting a good diet is 100% going to help you out. Eating healthy can really help you in so many ways. When you're eating healthy, it makes your mind more able to concentrate with your impulsiveness and you don't feel so sluggish. It can literally be the difference between productive and being sluggish, lazy and being proactive. If you're not giving your body what it needs, like, to get you through the day, for example, your fruits and veg, you know, a balanced good diet, and you need a good balance of sugar too to keep that energy up. I definitely think getting a good balanced diet is really beneficial in the long run anyway, and promoting healthy eating, like, that is never a bad thing, is it? You always want your child to eat healthy because it's good, you know, good hygiene, good health, good everything is good. So when I was at school, I used to sneak in fizzy drinks, Haribos, chocolate, big packets of crisps, energy, you know, everything that was on the no-no list. I definitely took it into school because I was like,
hey, you don't tell me what to do.
I used to eat just pure junk at school, and I used to throw my parents like packed lunch that they gave me away and just eat what I got from the shop. It was stupid, and I really can see now why.
I was the chubby kid.
When I was at school, right, I used, like I said, I just snuck in all food that was just banned. And I would go from hyper to absolutely buzzing to then just falling asleep and just being downright moody because the sugar rush had just like worn off. It would wear off eventually and I'd be sat in my lesson like, whoa, I'm just so tired. Literally just went downhill. It literally went woo. These energy drinks, these sweets, they only give you a short-term buzz. They're not going to benefit you the whole entire day. I don't know because I'm not a doctor, but from my own experiences, eating all these like, well, so-called healthy energy drinks, you know, just eating rubbish really, it does nothing but make me moody, make me sluggish, make me unproductive and just sleepy. So I would definitely recommend trying to like I say, try and promote a balanced diet. Try and give your child the experience of trying different foods to encourage them maybe to eat more healthy, as it's definitely going to be beneficial to you. It'd be really beneficial to eat good and a good, healthy, balanced diet for your mental health as well. That is the most important thing you need to remember. Good food means good mental health. You know, I'm not preaching it and I'm not trying to say you have to eat salad, make your child eat salad for lunch. No, you're getting me wrong. I don't mean that. I just mean instead of having, I don't know, an orange juice full of sugar, try to have like an orange juice with low sugar. Just swap things over so that the amount of sugar that your child is having whilst at school is cut down by a decent percentage. You know, it's so good just to cut that out. not just for the school but for you and for that child's health anyway. Just swap in some bad and naughty treats for good treats. I've got some ideas, so I'm going to throw them at you now. Ready? 1, 2. Keep your child feeling like they're full. For example, build their lunchbox around rice, bread, like carbohydrates. Try to encourage a good healthy breakfast, and then once they're at school, give them some snacks like carrots, grapes, fruit. You know, you can also get like fruit snacks that are low in sugar. They're great too. Or, you know, you can give them you know, like a chocolate biscuit. Who cares? I'm not saying cut everything out. I'm just saying try to eliminate some of the sugar intake, because cereals have so much sugar in them. They're hidden sugars, and again, if your child goes to school buzzed on, you know, Cocoa Pops or Frosted Flakes or, you know, Fruit Loops, they're gonna go loopy, aren't they? I mean, it's just inevitable. Encourage some more natural sugars like fruit, pancakes, you know, like something like that to carb them out, to just fill them up with carbohydrates so it makes them feel fuller for longer. And cut back on fat. So in the sandwiches, try not to have like loads of jam, loads of Nutella. Try to have some lean meat like chicken, turkey, fish, tuna, salmon. You know, there's so many options, and I'm sure that your child probably likes a few of them. Reduced cheese, reduced fat in cheese spread, that sort of stuff is bad for you. It may taste good, but it's super, super bad. Also, cut down on crisps. They're my favourite. I'm so much more of a savoury person now than a sweet person, so cutting down on crisp is like swearing at me. But they're bad for you. They're not great. You can get low saltage like crisp, low fat crisp. Try and do that maybe, and then kind of, I don't know. There's no way of winning me round on low fat crisp, so I totally get if anybody's telling me to shut up at this point, because who wants to cut crisp out of their diet? But it's beneficial, so it's up to you. You try to encourage your child to help you make their packed lunches, get them involved. Again, it gives them a sense of control and responsibility, and that could be a really positive thing for your child. So get them involved in everything that you can do to make their school life better. Get their opinion, give them choices, because it totally makes it more easier for you. Low fat and low sugar, that is the way to go. Still enjoy crazy nice things, but low fat, low sugar is the way to go. Tip number 4. Making new friends can be so difficult, and that's another tip. Making new friends, you could be hanging around with the wrong people, and if you feel that you are, then you probably are, you know, because you'll never feel like that if you have the right people around you. So guys, we are going to carry this on as a part 2 in a couple of days, as it is pretty long. So I hope you have enjoyed this, and please leave me a like and a subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!